ho, ho!
This is part 2 of the Twitty Lynn podcast on the holidays. This is focused on Christmas. You guys are all Christmased up, right? Ready?
Yes. Introducing Devon O'Day. Welcome, Devon.
O'Day.
Welcome.
Yeah.
You know, Christmas is it's so different for every family. It's so different. And if you've got kids, if you don't have kids, it's all really different. And for some people, it's a really sad time of year. So we're going to try to cover a little bit of all of it today. I know that one of my favorite Christmas memories is Twitty City.
Mm-hmm. That was very special for him. He loved that time of year, and he loved decorating Twitty City and just going all out with the lights and the petting zoos and just everything. And it was a special place, you know, that people came from all over to go walk through Twitty City at Christmas. Did you go there once?
Yes, I did. And it was a magical place. I can remember, you know, when you're little like that, you don't know what's where, whatever. And after seeing it older, it's not what was in my mind. But when you walked in, there were just lights, so many lights everywhere. And was there a Rudolph thing there? I remember like a Rudolph thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a camel.
He had reindeer.
Maybe that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, and we got to go with like Meemaw maybe because it was like a VIP experience because we were. So, yes, I do remember it.
Yeah.
But that's, I mean, I can't give you specifics.
It was the one time a year where he would let people, because usually at Twitty City, once you got to his house, you couldn't go, like you had the museum and you had a place where you went up and looked at all the houses, but you couldn't go past that. But during Christmas, he opened up the whole place. He decorated the whole place so people would walk down, you know, past the condos, past, you know, my dad's house and my aunt's house, my uncle's house. So they could walk the grounds and see all the lights and all the decorations and stuff. So that was the time of year where he would open up all the Twitty City for everybody to go walk through. And I think there was like he had like 3 million lights up at Twitty City. So,
and understand this was before Opryland did anything.
Yeah.
And before we had the dancing lights of Drive-Through Christmas and all those in Franktown and all those things that everybody else now does. Twitty City was the place everybody went. And another thing is that he and his bus driver, Belton Lang, Kelly Lang's daddy, they saw that there were kids that would not have a Christmas. And so they created Christmas for Kids, where they would park the buses. All the celebrities would park their buses, and people would come and pay $5 or whatever to go and tour these buses. And then they would take these little kids on those buses to Walmart, and they would buy Christmas for their families or for themselves.
Wow.
But 99% of them bought Christmas for their families.
That still goes on to this day.
I was going to ask who does it.
And all the buses, they park right there at Walmart on Indian Lake. And that's where it happens. I'm not sure who's running it now, but
it's a whole organization. It's taken on a whole new life.
Yeah.
But it started with Conway and Belton.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know who does it? You don't know who does it?
Well,
now?
it's a whole organization. They've got a whole board and everything.
Oh, and it's called like Christmas for Kids or
Christmas for Kids. And they still do it. They still do a concert at the Ryman every year.
Does Kelly have anything to do with it?
Oh, yeah.
her and TG, I think,
they bring the bus.
Do it every year, I think.
I want to do it.
Okay.
You can.
Do you think they would let us do it?
I know they would.
Wouldn't that be so fun to do that?
Sure. Yeah.
Christmas for Kids.
Christmas for Kids.
Okay, I'm looking it up as soon as we're done.
Okay. But that was, Conway, he had he loved Christmas, and he had a Christmas album that it's actually the only album that we own the masters to is the Christmas album. It was the only album that he negotiated in his contract with MCA or Warner, whoever it was, that he retained the masters.
That was the smart thing to do.
So he had a whole concept album, and it was really one of his most proudest, if that's a word, one of his proudest accomplishments was that Christmas record.
Why did he love Christmas so much? Do you know?
I don't know. I think when you come from where Milo and Poppy came from, the Depression era, the 30s, growing up with nothing, and you achieve this success and these means, and you just want to have it better than you had it when you were a kid. So I think the magic of seeing kids' faces light up when they get gifts and that kind of thing was just something that he didn't experience when he was in the 30s, so they didn't have anything back then, So I'm sure Meemaw was probably the same way. It's just, I think just the act of giving and the act of seeing the joy in the faces. Elvis was that way. Elvis was about Graceland was the same kind of way. He lit it up every year. Favorite time of year. And it was just kind of, they're all from that same era.
Granny was like that.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not famous, but I mean, she was the same exact way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was always special. It was always a special time of year at Twitty City.
Okay, there's always a gift that you remember as a kid that you got that was like that special thing that you really wanted and you got it. Did you have one, Tayla?
Yes. So I didn't grow up with my dad, which when you don't, it makes you sort of like you want to see him all the time, right? Like you have a longing for your daddy if you don't get to see him often. And Christmas at Meemaw's was always big. Somebody always dressed up like Santa Claus. The tree was like in the middle of the room, tons of cousins running around, swinging from the chandeliers. Just a great time. Just so much high energy and fun. And we would go up there and we would have to take my grandmother's green van, Granny, not Loretta, because we would get so many gifts that we would pack that van full of stuff. And this was when we were really young. And we left, and for some reason, my mom called back for something, and they said, Taylor forgot a gift here. And so we were at the interstate, 15 minutes, turned around to come back, and my dad had forgotten to give me this porcelain doll. Its body was like a big baby, and its face was this beautiful porcelain baby doll. It had a little hair painted on, and I named her Crystal, and I cried all the way home holding that doll and loving that doll so much. She did not break until I was about 32 years old, and my little baby niece threw her across the room and broke her. But that was my favorite Christmas gift I ever got, ever.
Oh, I love that story.
Thank you, Devon.
I love that story. Trey, did you have one of those gifts that you wanted that you got that you remember still?
Nothing stands out like that. I mean, I remember when I was like 5 or 6. Like I said, I'm a Cowboys fan, and my mom bought me one of those. Remember those like hutch little football outfits you could get for kids, where you had the pants and the shoulder pads and the helmet and the jersey. And she gave me one of the. It was a Danny White number 11 for the Cowboys, and it was the whole uniform. And I just wore it all the time. You
slept in it, didn't
you?
Yeah,
I loved it, So that was kind of like the most memorable thing where I got it, and I was like, oh, this is the coolest thing ever. I get to wear a Dallas Cowboys uniform all the time.
How old were you?
5.
So cute. And you remember it?
Yeah. My mom still got it somewhere.
Oh, my gosh. Please ask her if she will find it and let me put it on this mannequin back here.
No.
Why? I'll ask her.
Okay.
That would be so cute.
Okay.
I always think that there are those Christmas presents that stick with you your whole life. I mean, a lot of things you don't remember. You don't remember what you got. But there are those that you do remember, and they stay with you forever.
Christmas. I love Christmas. I love Christmas. I love everything about Christmas. And the first 15 years of my life, Christmas was the jam. I mean, it was so fun.
It was. My other granddad, Bad Daddy, he when I was like 6, he bought me a Wizinger,
What's
which
that?
is a Yamaha little motorbike.
Yeah.
A 50.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the greatest thing ever. I rode it around the fields back in Mississippi and thought it was awesome. So those two stand out as far as like memories that I have of getting gifts.
Oh, well, listen, Mama couldn't hardly afford to keep the lights on sometimes, but she would fill our living room up with Christmas gifts, even at, when we were 30 years old. Like she wanted Christmas to be so magical. I don't encourage that, but I sort of have taken on that thing too, where I overspend at Christmas.
It's fine. I mean, they're of the age where you should do that.
Yeah, but you set them up, And then it's like that forever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I got mad at Mama when she couldn't buy any more Christmas gifts, and I was a brat because remember, I'm the person that's got all them Smarties that I wanted. So when I couldn't get all them Smarties I wanted, I was so sad.
Mm-hmm.
So sad them gifts was not coming my way at Christmas time.
Mm-mm.
But the real joy of Christmas is sharing with your loved ones and celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ. Thank you, Mary.
Well, all that is true. All that is true. But it is one of those things. Did y'all ever experience layaway?
Oh, honey. Kmart. We go down to
I
Kmart.
was about to say
Girl,
Kmart was the place
we
for
went to
layaway.
Kmart and Mama say, pick out whatever you want. Sometimes she wouldn't go back and get it, though. That was the problem.
Yeah.
Because Mama would be like, she put it down. I don't know how much she had to put down on layaway. But sometimes it would work out and we'd be able to. We did it not for Christmas, but we did it for school clothes.
We did it both.
Yeah. Layaway. They don't do layaway anymore.
No. I heard that Walmart was doing it. I think they still do because Tyler Perry every Christmas goes in and pays a bunch of layaway bills off for people at Christmas. So,
Why are you so amazed by that? I think Shaq does that too.
Yeah.
I think Kid Rock does
Kid
that
Rock
too.
did it last year, but I don't think it wasn't the layaway bills, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's go pay off at least 2 people's layaway. That's probably all we can afford. Do you want to?
Sure.
Just down the road down here.
Let's do it.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe a few more. That's what we're going to do.
Ready.
Remember this.
Okay.
Because every year, Trey and I talk about what charity we're giving to. And then we have to argue about it. But this year, it's going to be the layaway. Yes. Next.
We don't argue about it. You really embellish everything you say as far as like our arguments and fights. We don't fist fight.
Okay, we
and
don't
we don't argue about our charities.
Yes,
We have a discussion. I pick the one that I want. You pick the one that you want, and that is the discussion. It's not an argument. So quit embellishing.
Good luck. I'm kind of tired.
Yeah.
I know. Pop it up maybe a little bit. What can we talk about anything with the Minnesota Vikings again?
Here's your quiz.
Oh,
Okay.
a quiz.
I love a quiz.
We got a
Mm.
quiz. Okay, I'm going to give you the quote from a movie. And,
Oh, I'll get all these. She won't get any of
And
these.
you name the movie.
She won't get any of these.
Quote number 1. Over the years, I got to be quite a connoisseur of soap. Over the years, I got to be quite a connoisseur.
Christmas Story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Who
like
said
that
it?
movie.
I said it. Christmas Story.
Uh-huh.
No, he said, she said, do you know who said it?
Oh,
The boy, I
Ralphie.
guess. I
Yes,
never did.
Ralphie.
That movie I don't like that movie.
Why?
Okay.
It's too, the color of it is too mundane.
Oh, that.
Steve, do you know what I'm saying?
Here's another one. It's one of my favorites.
It's muted. The
Yeah,
coloring is muted.
You don't like the Oh Brother color either.
Yeah, it's too muted.
That's it fits the time though.
I'm telling you,
It's
it's
a
too
timepiece.
muted, so I don't care
That
about
was
it.
a 50s piece, therefore it wanted to reflect
Wizard of
1950.
Oz wasn't muted.
Moving on.
Neither was Gone with the Wind. They were not muted.
Mm.
This one has a British accent. To me, you are perfect.
Love Actually?
Yes.
Well, thanks for the hint.
That's a Christmas movie?
Yes.
I didn't never seen it. Never
Okay.
seen Love Actually. Is that Hugh Jackman?
Oh, Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant.
Hugh,
yeah.
yes. Oh my God, that's one of my favorite movies ever.
It's every woman's favorite.
Oh,
movie.
it's so good. It's
Everyone's-
Josh's favorite movie too, right, Joshy? Yeah,
All right.
he's sensitive. I love
Oh,
you,
Josh
Josh.
picked these? Okay. I get
Josh
it.
is a genius.
Here's this
Nobody
one.
talk bad about Josh. They'll get slit.
Bye,
Right, Josh?
buddy.
Bye, buddy, elf.
Yes, I hope you find your dad.
Yeah.
See, you got kids, you know Elf, like immediately.
God, I mean, I watched it way before I had kids every day along with Step Brothers. Go ahead.
Nobody's walking out on this fun, old-fashioned family Christmas.
It's Ed Griswold of Christmas Vacation.
Yes. Trey?
Well, I can't even hear it before she answers. So
I love Christmas.
Mhm.
You're skipping Christmas. Isn't that against the law?
Not the cranks. Not the cranks. You're skipping Christmas. Isn't that against the law? You're skipping Christmas. Isn't that against the It's not Home Alone because they're not skipping Christmas. But remember the cranks? Remember the cranks with Tim the Toolman Taylor? And they do skip Christmas because they're
The
going to go
Santa
into
Claus.
Is it the Santa Claus?
Is that your final answer?
I mean, the cranks they do say stuff like that, but I don't know what it is.
Okay, well, it actually is Christmas with the Cranks. She's
Good
so
God.
happy.
Hey,
She's so happy.
Joshy, did you come up with these? Hey, Josh. Hey.
We're not through. We got
Okay.
one more.
Okay.
I've gotten one right so far.
I never thought it was such a bad little tree. It's not bad at all, really.
The people, the peanuts, the peanuts, the peanuts, the peanuts.
Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
A Charlie Brown Christmas.
I
Yeah,
got it
well,
right.
I said
You
the
didn't
peanuts.
know
Yeah,
that's
the
not
peanuts
the
needs
answer.
a little love.
It's not the peanuts.
I cannot stand Charlie Brown. Again, muted.
Well,
I
they
can't.
didn't have the fancy colors. When
They
that was
if they
made.
would have come out with the Smurfs one, I would have watched that. Beautiful color.
That's true. That's true.
Am
But
I right, Josh?
A Charlie Brown Christmas has the coolest version of the Christmas story ever. I love it. And I like to see all those kids dance around the piano with the little tree.
Dun, dun, dun,
Because-
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, because their feet move, but nothing else.
Yeah, I can't stand any of it. I really can't because I cannot stand the muted color of it all, Devin. But I hear what you're saying, and I like it playing, and I
Mhm.
love that you love it.
Yes, it's one of those kind of that you watch.
Yeah, it's gonna be on. But you know what I like still?
What? Mhm.
Rudolph
Oh, don't we all love Rudolph?
and Frosty.
Uh-huh.
But he didn't do any from those.
I like Die Hard.
Yeah, Die Hard is a
Yeah.
Christmas movie. We will all agree with you.
Hmm.
Favorite line?
Today's a good day to die.
Come out to the coast, have a few laughs.
There's a ton of them in that movie.
Yippee-ki-yay.
M.
Sam Jackson.
Well, I want to say I really like the gnomes today.
Evie
Is that
did
all
a
the
great
quotes?
job.
Is that all the quiz?
That's all the quotes,
Oh,
yeah.
I got one. I got two.
Okay, tell us.
Tell us.
No,
Oh,
I got
you-
two right.
Kind of. I
Yeah.
mean, I called him out before.
No, I got
Yeah.
two right.
Okay, well, listen. I do pray for all the people during the Christmas time that everyone has enough to eat and that they feel warm because a lot of people go hungry and cold during this time of year, and I just worry about them. So I'm going to be praying for them. What are you going to be praying for, Trey?
Your sanity.
That'll be good.
Hmm.
You know, one of the things that I started doing a few years ago when I couldn't go home because I was working, I started working and I would either go to the food soup kitchen or Gobble Gobble Give, which is
Mhm.
downtown, and deliver meals. And there's so many ways that you can volunteer. And if you are by yourself, instead of getting all upset that you're by yourself, and
Yes.
I know you won't.
Not like
Trey.
you,
No.
but like people that are
The people
sad to
who-
be alone. Yes.
And go
Like Josh,
put it in a place that's bigger than you.
right?
Put it
You'll
in,
go home, right, Josh?
Probably
Go to Taylor's house.
Sorry. Go ahead, Devin. Josh will meet you there.
Josh is becoming Trey too.
Well, put your actions into action and go and help somebody else. And then all of a sudden, it's a better thing. There was a woman who had she talked to me on the radio show. She called
Yeah.
me and she says, I'm all by myself and I'm getting older and I fought cancer and I beat it, but I don't have anybody in my life anymore.
Yeah.
I have nobody. And she says, I just don't even want to be here this Christmas. And I told her about Gobble Gobble Give.
Mm-hmm.
She's been back every year for 5 years and she's got this little family and they deliver food and she just has such a good time. And I don't care where you are, there's usually a restaurant or somebody that does that and it will change your life.
Mm-hmm.
Just to
I
be
love
able
that.
To share with other people and all of a sudden it's not just all about you.
Whenever you can get out of yourself and out of your own
Mhm.
head and be selfless, that turns everything around, doesn't it? So it's called Gobble Gobble Give.
That's one of the places that's on Thanksgiving. And then, but every shelter has a way that you can go
Yeah.
to serve and Room at the Inn has a way to serve. And
Yes.
a lot of restaurants will go out and they'll do that. Like
Mhm.
Frank at the Grecian in Spring Hill, Tennessee.
Mhm.
And there are places where they do box lunches, the Donaldson Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys, they give so much free food at the holidays.
So kind. There's
And-
so many people that are givers that just go under the radar and do it without anybody knowing, and that's the best way.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it changes your life, and you
Mhm.
realize that it's not the people you give the food to; it's you that changes.
Yeah, yeah. I love that, Devin. I'm so glad you brought that up. Thank you.
Well,
It's really beautiful.
if you're by yourself this Christmas, 9 times out of 10, it's for your choice, and that's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if you choose to do something else, there's always a place for you can go, and your heart will be made bigger for it. It's like that where the Grinch, his heart gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
You're
That's
like-
what happens.
Yeah, like a who, Trey.
What?
Trey disassociated for just a second from you.
You're like a who.
A who? Okay.
Yeah.
Like a haint.
No.
No, totally
I
different.
hate's a dirty ghost.
Oh, okay.
A who is a person from Whoville.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
you.
from the Grinch. Well, I think that we just need to stop and wish everybody Merry Christmas. But everybody wants to know, are you going to ever do a Christmas album?
Yes, we're working on it right now. Next year, we're going to make it.
I love your shirt.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.